Hey everybody, this is John Hole 00. I'd like to talk to you about the sudden purchase of 450 million rounds by the Department of Homeland Security. I would like to talk to you about that news story that came out in the last couple of days, because a lot of people are asking questions. Why would they need so many government rounds? And now, the Department of Homeland Security is a domestic force. Is a terrorist arm of the United States of America Corporation, which includes the CBP, which is the Customs and Border Protections, TSA, the Toilet Sexual Abuse Administration. You got ICE, you got U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, the Coast Guard, Secret Service, and the Office of Inspector General. I would like to put things in perspective. Okay, some have said that one of the main reasons why they probably bought 450 million rounds, is because they want to use it for target practice. That's one reason. The other reason is because they fear shortages of round. Now I go a little bit with the latter, but you don't use hollow points for target practice. Ball points are efficient for target practice, and they're a lot cheaper. Hollow points, on the other hand, are pricey items of purchase, and those of us that understands ballistics, or that we have been in law enforcement and the military, we know full well what the hollow point rounds can do to human flesh, specifically 40 caliber. It penetrates the body, it shreds, and it expands as it comes outside. So if you're at close range and you shoot I'm not saying that a lot of us have shot other human beings. We can ask the terrorists and government, and they could give us an explanation on the impact. But those of us that actually have seen what the hollow point does to human flesh, it's designed to put the individual down and kill him. So I suspect a lot of things are beginning to unfold and take place, specifically the sanctions that were imposed on Iran, which is hurting those poor people over there, because they have the audacity of live in their own form of freedom, which I have seen many documentaries recently about Iran. Iran is a little bit different a nation. It's a Muslim nation, predominantly Shia. They don't look like the bloodthirsty Taliban that some people might make that distinction. They look like they live relatively free, but because they're not going along with the satanic devil worshippers in banks, and the disgusting inbred whore, the Queen of England, and the false prophet of the Catholic Church. They're going after this nation because one way or the other they want to dominate them, and while imposing the sanctions, and of course China's not going along with that, thank goodness, and neither is Russia, and neither is India, thank goodness that they stood up to the terrorist bullies in the United States of America Corporation. The ultimate reason why they need those specific rounds is because a lot of people, the sheep are gonna wake up to the reality that this whole thing was nothing but a sham, a scam, that we were the ones who were being punished by the terrorists in government, and they're pretty much arming themselves to protect the infrastructure, because they have to protect the very people who have completely robbed this nation. And we're going to pay a big price for our ignorance, and allow them to deceive us the way that they have done so for so many years. The moment that they took us from the gold standard, I mean, it was just pretty much a free ride for the bankers. And it really began with Reagan, and then Bush, and then everybody else. It was relatively fair under Clinton, but when Bush Jr. came in, I mean, this retard decided that they were going to increase the deficits and print more fraud, more certificates of debt, so that they can prop up these phony illusion that we have an economic recovery and stuff like that. So the bullets are for the purpose of protecting the infrastructure for the most part, because it's only 450 million rounds, and you know, a lot of Americans are fearing that the puppet fraud Obama, who's, you know, for all intents and purposes, he's probably the 8th illegitimate corporate CEO of the United States of America. You know, they have to protect. Well, I don't. You know, he's got his own protections. You know, but the from the people, because the people are going to realize that this the ones that will have probably 2 brain cells left in their skull, that they've been scammed, and that their life savings were sucked dry, and they're gonna be angry, you know, because when the little guy loses everything and he has nothing to lose, he will lose it, you know, and he's hungry as hell. He's definitely gonna lose it, you know. So, you know, all of this acts and statutes and amendments that they have passed in the last 10 years, it's not for Al Qaeda. It's not for foreign funny boogeyman that are coming to attack us and hurt us. That's for us, you know, because the whole system is a corporate fascist system based on frauds, and you know, the U.S. corporation is just going to prepare themselves to ensure that part of the scam continues some way, and the prostitute corporate horror media will continue or try their best to ease down the anger, the massive anger that is going to be in the streets of in the very near future. So because they're realizing, holy crap, the people are, you know, buying a lot of guns, and they're buying a lot of ammo, and there are back orders, and so, you know, that sends bells ringing to the corporate demonic horrors in the corporation, because you know, we saw in 2011 the Arab Springs in Tunisia, Egypt. And so the people, you know, did something to throw away the government. So that's why, you know, you got the demonic devil worshippers, homosexuals, Lindsey Graham and McCain. I mean, I don't even know why this guy's is in the Senate. This guy was supposedly in prison in Vietnam. I mean, you think he'll be sane? No, of course not. He's an insane psychopath. He loves money and loves power, and wants to make sure that he's protected from the anger that's going to come from the American people, because that's the result of you know, pushing the little guy to the limits and passing all these amendments which only apply to the United States corporation in Washington D.C. But people are so ignorant that, you know, that they don't understand that, and I don't know. I know there's going to be a little bit of a wake up, but a lot of people are going to be very, very upset, and therefore the demonic corporate horrors and the corporation, the DHS, and the subsequent subsidiaries corporation of FEMA, ICE, TSA, and all that stuff, they're getting ready to deal with the anger, and more than likely, you know, they're going to use deadly force, because if history is any reminder, you know, what they did to the Branch Davidians, you can count that they're going to do it to us. That's a guarantee.